how we can edit a photo, how to crop it, and how to enhance the color of that photo. For example, we have this image. We see certain problems here, that there is this guy in the side of the photo making distraction. The person here, the main person, he's in the center of the photo. We don't want him to be in the center. We apply the rule of thirds in this photo. So we need to crop it. We need to enhance the colors as well, because we see the sky, it's overexposed, and there is, it's dark a bit. We can do a better job, I think, using Photoshop. So let's start first by opening a Photoshop. There's different ways to put the photo. For example, by open, okay, and we choose the photo and we open it, or we just take it from here and throw it on the program, so it will open like this. The first thing, how to crop it. We have this element here, okay, we click on the cropping tool. It gives us this box, and we can now edit the photo, which elements we want it to be included, which one to be taken out. But we need to pay attention to this here, the aspect ratio of the photo. Usually, or first time you open the photo, usually maybe it's not marked on one of these let's say aspect ratios. Maybe it's just freestyle like this, so you can crop whatever you want. Okay, for example, we want the photo to be like this, let's say. Okay, we crop it, we click on enter. Okay, so it's cropped like this, but there is a problem with this photo. The aspect ratio of the photo, it's done manually. So maybe when you put it on Flickr or any other program, or you want to print it, you will have like an empty spaces around the photo, or it will be stretched or compressed. So you will have some problems sometimes with this kind of photo, because it was cropped without giving the same aspect ratio as the original photo it was. So to go back to what we did, we press on Control Z or Command Z on Mac. Control Z, it send us back to the last step that we took, or we go to Edit and do. Okay, so what we need to do here is to keep this aspect ratio, the size of the photo, which is 2:3. Usually all DSLR cameras take the photos with this aspect ratio 2:3. So when we come here, we choose from this like list 2:3 or 4:6, it's the same. We click here, so it gives us like this mark to keep the aspect ratio as it is. Now it gives us the photo in vertically. We need it horizontally. We come here to this like two arrows, and we click here, so it changed from 2 to 3 to 3 to 2. Okay, very simple thing. Now when we take any side, let's say here, it takes from both directions, so we don't now change the aspect ratio. It doesn't mess up with the aspect ratio. Let's try to improve it a bit, but we want, okay, we have this like grid, shows us we want this main element, the person of the person here, to be at the third of the photo. We cropped a lot of okay, we usually just remove small elements to have better view of the photo, but okay, just here because it's extreme crop, it will affect the resolution, but we are using it just for example. If you want to increase the size of the photo, we come here, click on the magnification, and we choose right click on the photo, and we choose fit on screen. Okay, so now we have the photo, it's cropped, the person who was at the side here is taken out, the main element that we want the viewers to see is in the third of the photo. We applied the rule of thirds. Now we want to improve the colors of the photo. We can apply here different let's say color correction. What I prefer usually to use, instead of going here to different tools to apply, we go just to one place which has all these elements together, and usually it gives more powerful let's say correction to the photo, which called camera raw. We go from filter, camera raw filter. We click here, it opens the photo in another box. Okay, it gives us the whole photo here, but it doesn't matter because we want to apply the color correction here. Okay, which can be done before cropping. When we apply it, it will be applied to the other photo if it was cropped or not. So let's focus here on enhancing the colors of the photo. We have these different tools here, okay, which it gives us full control on how the photo will be viewed. First, we have temperature and tint. This has to do with the color of the photo. Sometimes the color is not correct. It's going to blue or red or green, or there is different things could happen. How to color correct the photo? We go usually to this like eyedrop, which called white balance tool. We click here, we choose a white color, like here the flag. We click on the flag, or here the sky is not the like very white spot to choose. Let's choose the flag, so it corrects the color almost of the photo regarding the white. If we want to make it more warm, we could little a bit go to yellow here and little bit here to purple color. Now we want to change and correct the all the other colors, and we have different tools here. Each one has can affect the photo color in a way. Let's try first before leaving the things changing these things. We try the auto option. We click here. It made some good changes, but still I want the background here, the sky. If we can do a better job here, we see the highlight. If we bring the highlight down, you could see that it brings with it the sky, the clouds, the dark clouds there, and it creates some dramatic scene. So I took it whole way down. Usually we need to be balanced here, not to take everything in extreme way, but let's say a bit. We put the highlight here. The shadow is very important thing, because it helps when you have very dark photo. You can remove the shadow, but don't take it the whole way, because we can see details that is not good to show. So we keep things. We want the color black to be black, but we want to see his face. Okay, better not than to keep it as it was like this here in zero. We want to bring it up a little more. Okay, like this, let's say. The contrast, it has to do with also the colors, how contrasted it is. So we don't take it much, little, just +3, 4, something like this. Texture, it has to do with the details. Okay, we want, because it's not very sharp, the mask, I want to take it a little bit up. Clarity, it has to do with the sharpness of the photo. We don't exaggerate, and we don't take it whole way down. Okay, we need to be also reasonable with this. So just around, let's say 10, 12, the other one the same, around that number. Days, it's something has to do with the sometimes it affects the how it's recorded and the faces. It has, we usually leave it at 0. We don't need to work, to make any changes here. Vibrance, it has to do with the colors. Saturation, I don't like to use, change it a lot. Usually I keep it around 0 as it is. Okay, click 2 clicks on the mark here, it brings it again to 0. Vibrance, it's good for colors, but we don't take it the whole way up or down because it will remove the colors. We want it, something around 10. Okay, to keep the photo as natural as it is, but we improve it a little bit. It's very important to know that the changes that we make here depends on the photo. Some photos, you start with exposure to bring the exposure and other elements one by one. Okay, it depends on the photo itself. There is no like fixed changes that you make here, and you could apply it to all photos. You need to change it, according to the photo that you are working on. So you need to play with these tools and bring it up and down, see which one works better for your photo, but don't exaggerate with these changes. Don't make the colors for example too much, because this will make the photo unrealistic. Don't bring the saturation down unless you want to make it black and white, or take it up, because it will become really destroyed and it's not usable. Okay, so be reasonable with these changes. How we can compare how it was and how it is now. We come here, we have this ways of showing, like this is before and this is after. We see a huge change on the colors, which is really makes difference on the final photo. So I think this is fine, this is good. I like this photo that we have at the end after the editing. So I will click on OK, and we see now the changes applied in the cropped photo. Okay, if we want to recrop the photo, we click again on cropping, and we could take it up or down. Okay, and we see that when we started to change the aspect ratio, it brought us the original photo. No, I want the photo as it was cropped. Okay, now I want to save it. It's fine like this. I go to File, Save. I like to make it save as, so I don't lose the original photo. I make a new one. So I selected Save As. Save on your computer. This I'm using a Mac computer, so you might see a different layout for the saving, but if you are using Windows you will see some differences, but it's the same steps and almost the same options. I clicked on the desktop. I choose I want it to be in the desktop. I change the name here. For example, okay, this is photo 1, let's say, and I want, this is very important, I change the format here. I want it as a JPG, okay, not any other option. JPG, I want it to be in that format. This is very important. Keep the other things, doesn't matter. And I click on Save, and here it's asking us if we want to have the photo in its maximum resolution, or you want to have it medium resolution. This affects the size, as we see here. Usually I like to have it in maximum resolution, and the quality not just 10. We will make it 11. Okay, the 12 is the maximum. I keep it with the reasonable size, around the 500 kilobyte is fine. 600, 700, the important thing is to be less than 1 mega. Okay, and we click OK. We minimize this. Now we see we have the final photo after correction, enhancement, and after cropping, and that's it.